My name is Zweibon, and I run and own a costume shop called Beyond Costumes.
My name is Monserratte, and I started to work in Beyond Costumes since, I would say, August of last year.
About 22 years ago, I ran into a situation where a lady was kind of getting tired of running this costume shop, which is pretty much Halloween rental shop, which was thriving at some point. But once the retail market picked up and started manufacturing lots of costumes, this rental shop was kind of suffering.
Like, first of all, like meeting Jan, I met Jan a couple of years before that. And before she was a really nice person. Well, she introduced me to just how like her workplace was. So really, obviously it's like amazing for like other kids that could do it or not. But I never really saw myself as someone like enthusiastic enough to really be involved with it somehow. So being here now is just like almost like a surprise, like, oh, how did I even get here?
Hope actually is, I believe it's like a certain energy matter that gives sort of energy to people. And I think hope is not something that's solid. Life is not static, it's a continuum.
I would say it's not necessarily having a purpose in life, but knowing where, despite not knowing where you might end up, I feel like it's a way of saying, oh, you have at least a direction to go to. You just like trusting yourself and trusting the process of everything will work out how it's supposed to work out for better.
When you have hope, that means that you are starting to think of all the possibilities that could happen. That makes your mind go, I think, and start imagining different things that you can possibly do.
I'd say resilience is just the capability of keeping going despite any kind of circumstances that hit you. Being able to like move forward, not only despite like how you feel mentally, but how things are you in your environment, including stuff that you can't control.
Resilience is when you do not have the outside factors affect how you make the decision. And just keep moving forward to whatever you felt that was your hope and possibilities that made you get extra energy to keep moving forward.
I wouldn't say I ever lost hope in really anything, mostly because it's like I'd say there's a difference between like having like highs and lows and like losing hope completely. And I don't ever think I ever was at that point, mostly because like whatever ditch I end up in, it's like I kind of almost bounce back.
I lose hope all the time. So many things are thrown at people and the situation. In life, even through going through a divorce, you know, there's so many points where, oh my God, this is messed up. I can't handle it. I think I've been running into that since I was very little. However, even in those situations, I always, once I figured out that, this is not gonna happen, I think I learned to resolve myself and say, okay, this is not working and I can't do anything about it. Therefore, I will think about something else that I might be able to do something with.
I feel like giving up hope is like giving up on even helping yourself. And I'm lucky enough to say that I never really reached a point like that, but I did know people that were very close to that type of mindset and several times in my life. But I find it that reminding them of like, this isn't all that there is gonna be. If you just stop from here, you're not gonna experience what you could have missed out. And I feel like cutting yourself short from that before even trying to get there is like, I would say, getting rid of yourself with hope. So I would rather see it through the end rather than like just cutting it. So I think that's what keeps me going.
Well, for now, I have to say my mother. She's 96 years old today and still moving forward. And the reason I say it's my mom, and philosophically we have different philosophy in life. I think mostly because she was born in Korea and in a very high society, and that's how she had to function. However, she is somebody who was able to bring the children up with lots of culture exposed, and she utilized all the tools that she had to make best of what she could do for the time being. And all the trials and tribulations that she had to go through, she still went through, and at 96, she's still around, still moving around, and feeling things, and being proud to have her children become a solid, grounded children.
I would really say, like, two people come to mind, one being Yan, because of the fact that she has this entire place for, like, after 20 plus years. And it's like, in a way, like, the good feelings that she gives back to the community, it's like payment enough for her. Not necessarily even like expecting things for the people that she offers it to, because first and foremost, she does it for herself. And I feel like that's like the whole definition of being able to like maintain hope and even give it to others. The other person obviously would I would say both my parents, more so my mom, mostly because she was able to put me forward with whatever she could despite her not having as many opportunities as me. And she also encouraged to always be open-minded with like people and their circumstances. I hope that people come to realize that we're more similar than different. Like, despite us having like vastly different experiences, no matter like it could range from like person to person, neighbor to neighbor, one country to another, one culture to another. It's just like we all grow up with like very similar experiences, and we all have very similar struggles.
Well, I want people to be able to think in continuum and not be static wherever they are negatively. And if we can share how people can start learning about themselves and remind them this is their journey, and if everybody gets to have a journey and not be restricted by what others' opinions are, I would be very happy with that kind of a world.
And I hope for the world, or at least society, to realize it's just like it's better to just work together in terms of like not necessarily fighting a common enemy, but being able to work together for the greater good.
I want everybody else to have their own journey. Don't let anybody judge you. Figure out what makes you feel good when you do something and be good at it.